Thank you. Okay. I must agree with all that my colleagues said, and welcome you to this course. And let me move to the next slide, because today our first model, and as you can see, is Introduction in Design and Software Development. And also we will cover some design basic things. But as my colleague also already did, I also want to introduce myself because we haven't met before. Let me move to the next slide. My name is Andrei, and I'm a lead, as Vlad said, lead UX UI designer in Empat. Empat is a software development company. And here I also in the role of teaching assistant, and I will, I hope I can cover all of your questions, all topics that you are interested in related to the design. Today, we start our journey and we start with the design because as in a real project, it's always start with the design phase, stage. This course built it the same way as a real good software development process. Okay. Let me say a couple of words about my professional background because, as I said, we haven't met before. Maybe it's this couple of details will be useful. So I have more than 12 years in design field and 6+ years in IT. During my design journey, I wore many hats. So I started with graphic design. My first task was like creating leaflets, posters, some logotypes, book covers, and another print materials. This was interesting, but I want more. So when the social media was popular, was growing, so I switched to the digital design and helps some companies to create stunning like visuals for marketing campaign in Facebook and Instagram. But after this activity, I switched to the web design and participated in total redesign of one of the biggest news portal in Ukraine with million users daily. So it was interesting. And during this redesign process, I fall in love with UX UI design and currently I'm a practitioner and I do the design by myself, and also I'm a design lead. And on these pictures, you can see the part of my team. Basically, we have 5 very professional specialists in it. Okay, this is like let me. Oh, sorry, Ivan, I don't want to cover you.
I collapsed.
Oh yeah, thank you a lot. Great. Aside my professional background, I also have a teaching background. Just fun fact, a long time ago, I taught philosophy during my graduate student studies, and but more relevant information that I led also course on UX UI design at one well-known Swedish academy, and also I taught special course design for development in our inner Empat school, which calls you can see this screenshot. So yeah, great team, did great things, and periodically I also conducted some workshops for teams and do some lectures in topic related to design, software development, human-computer interaction, and all this stuff. So now I'm here. We can, I guess, move to the next slide. I am happy to see you here, and let me show you some project example that our team and I also participated. This is not just a mock-up, just for examples of projects that I work with. This is like an application, real application. You can find it in App Store, if I'm not mistaken. This is the idea of this application is to analyze your photo library in your phone and gather photos that are related to specific person. Let's say it could be your friend. This app goes through your photo library, gather photos with this friend, create a package with this photo and deliver it to you, and you can share directly with this person and also interact with like social stuff like likes, comments, and so on. It sounds simple, but it's very complex application because on the background there are a lot of work with AI adjustments, technical background, and so on. So our team did a real good job, and we delivered this application. Also, I want to share with you another couple of products because when we talk about digital product, this sounds like abstract things, but digital product, this is example of this, the digital products. CRM system for sales manager, also AI-based, which helps manage the teams of sales manager using the approach. Maybe you know FIFA manager, something. When you, I don't know, the client said that this is pretty similar functionality. So you create a character and analyze its performance using some metrics. So the same approach applied here. This CRM also go live and now currently it works. Okay, and this is just an example of website. Also, yeah, it works. Example of website. So as you can see, there are a lot of different projects from mobile apps, CRM, and software, and all of them require the design. Okay, let me talk about a bit about what we will learn today. I guess, I hope after this lecture, we will learn, we will do properly such things. Like we will know the difference between UX and UI. Maybe some of you already know it, but it's important question. Also, we understand the core principles of design thinking. It's very useful approach, not only for your work, but for your life also. We try to apply some usability heuristics. Fancy word, we will know what it means a bit later. Identify common UX UI mistakes because it's also important, because mistakes leads to frustration of users. It's important to know the type of mistakes. And finally, I guess we reach the practice part of our lecture. So we will practice a lot on this during this course. So yeah, we will. I will introduce you to Figma, and we will try to do some simple or not really simple tasks. One of them, I guess, maybe we will try to recreate a simple landing page today, or maybe you can do it later. Okay, so also we need to track our time. Okay, let's start from basics, 101. UX UI design, and I want to start with one common misconception that designs means the same as art, but maybe from like general point of view, it some similarity exists, but in a core, this is a completely different thing. Why? Because as you can see on this slide, designs are focused on real world problems. Art evokes thoughts and emotion. So when designers create some products, they rely on data. So we use data-driven approach. Artists not needed this. They can just draw whatever they want, and that's all. But when we create the designs, like some products, software, we need to know the best way to do it. Design is rational. Following this previous one, design is art is perceptual, and also the target audience is different. So you can draw the picture for yourself and keep it for yourself just for fun. It's okay because it's art. But if you create a design, you want to know. Oh, thank you. We want if we create a design, we need to understand the target audience and we need to understand the problems that this audience faced. So as you can see, design and art is something different. As I said, design is oriented on solving the real problems. What it means, you can see what kind of problems design can solve. Let's imagine you are hungry. I know that you already have had a dinner, but imagine you're hungry and you need to find some food, and you can do it using different approaches. So you can, yeah, thanks. You can like go to the groceries and buy some food and create the dish in a home. You can go to the market and buy some food there. Also, you can use your mobile application and order a delivery. This like different approaches, but problem still the same. You're hungry and you want to find some food. Yes, and this problem already solved. We have our mobile apps, and we don't need it to go outside and find some food. We can order a food right now, right here. So this is like a kind of thing how design helps to solve real world problem, and this is very interesting activity. Yeah, and now I want to talk a bit about another very common question that appeared very often. What is the difference between UX and UI? So basically, this is a two different things, but they are working together. So UX stands for user experience, and if we talk briefly, it's about how product feels. UI means user interface. It's about how product looks. So feel and looks. We just keep in mind these two things. We will elaborate these terms more deeply a bit later. Let's see this example. This is like Netflix, basically. And UX means how easily you can find, for instance, your favorite series, shows, episodes, and so on. How easily you can navigate through the suggestions from Netflix, how you enjoy it, how the whole experience, how your feeling is. But UI is more about the Netflix appearance, basically how buttons looks. Does this button are clear? Does this button are in the right place, easily to find, and color scheme and layout. So this is a difference between UX and UI. If we talk about Netflix, I guess does it make sense? Yeah. Oh, okay, because I'm running a bit fast. Okay, at this point, also we mentioned earlier that design influences in our lives, and we have both two sides. Like in one hand, they design improve our lives, like in a case with this food delivery application, it's really easy and fast. But at the same time, bad design decreasing our quality of life, leads to frustration, leads to dissatisfaction or real problems, and so on. And here I gathered a couple of examples from real world, because digital examples of bad design I will show you a bit later, and we will see it on our next lecture. But I gathered just a couple of examples. So yeah, please, I forgot about this slide. Yeah, examples of design mistakes. Most common of this you can see on this list, unclear navigation. So you basically don't know how to do how to reach pages that needed, for instance. Confusing button and links. Too much text, very common mistakes, because when user overwhelmed by text, it leads to frustration, and user trying to avoid the products with text. Maybe just if there is not a book or something. Poor contrast and readability, also important mistake. Cluttered layout. This GIF is awesome. Yeah. Interface. And inconsistent design when designers do their work not well. You can see for example, website that looks bad, and you don't know how to interact with this websites. Okay, so hidden features, not mobile optimizations. It's also very common, and slow load times. Okay, let's move to the examples. Yeah, even the big companies like Apple can do some strange things, like with this magic mouse. So in general, it looks very good, but when you need to charge it, you can't use it. It's a bit strange because it interrupts your flow. So if you mouse running of battery, you just need to do pause because you need to charge it. And also you can see this elevator. It's not obvious here how to reach the floor that you need, because this interface has unusual like order of these buttons, and it leads to confusion even on a picture. I guess in real world it works the same. Sorry for this example, but it's really strange. Oh, you have a question? Yeah.
I just want to say that there is, if I'm not mistaken, there is a competition between the designers on how to make the least readable, the least usable design every year in each company. And I just want to like add this, maybe you know it, maybe you see it. This is a bit, this kind of awesome.
Yes, agree. Okay, yeah, this is like a strange, this benches, I don't know how it works, because yeah, it seems strange. And another example of like elevator navigation, I don't know really how it works. Okay, another couple of useless thing, like this cap, and yes, this remote control with two red buttons, and I guess it's very hard to recognize which button do you need. Okay, this examples show us that bad design can lead to some serious mistakes in real world, no matter the software design or real world design. And for us, it means that design matters, and design is important, and that's why design is one of the most, I guess, from my side as a designer, important part of software development, because you can apply design principles before you start in development. We will talk about a bit later. And also I will want to say a couple of words how UX became popular, because we don't have such term like in early like 20s and so on. But today is well-known profession and well-known term, and some people responsible for it. And one of them is Donald Norman, when he often called like father of UX, because basically he coined this term, user experience. this is very famous scientist, and I don't know how to describe the whole his ideas, but the core that he invented the term user experience and wrote a book, the design of everyday scenes, with these like real world examples of user experience. And I highly recommend you to find this book and read this book, because this is not only for designers, not only for software engineers or front-end developers. This just interesting and very useful book that's change your change your view, change your mind to real world to your experience in general. Okay. Also, Donald Norman raised a very important question that when the user feels some frustration, user don't blame yourselves, I guess. So this is a designer's responsibility to create a great user experience. It's now maybe seems obvious, but in early like 19th, 20th, people struggle using software because now the software developers don't care about like usability things or about design. They created a good software, but with bad UI design and UX design, and people struggle and blame themselves. But this is a wrong way. So now we know that some people that created design responsible for the user experience. It's very interesting thing. And I just want to mention one example from this book. You can see this like handle, door handle push with this label push. So I first I'm a bit challenged when you trying to use this handle, so you can push or pull. Maybe you also a bit. I mean this door with the same problem. So when you see this handle, you don't know really you need to push it or pull. It's example of maybe non-clear some design decision. Okay, let's move another scientist, another expert, another man who influenced on design field, Jacob Nielsen. He is known mostly for 10 usability heuristics. Under heuristic, we can understand basically rules. This is like a fancy word, but in general, it's rules of usability. He invented it. It's in early 19th maybe, but they all 10 these usability heuristics are still relevant today. We will see a bit later on it. And also, he is responsible maybe for this like for formula. You are not your users. This is very also important thing, because when you create some software, it could be like a website or something. You can create it like you want for you. I mean, but if you create a product not just for yourself, but for other people, you also need to think about how they can use it, and thus it will be enjoyable for them. Okay. And we already talked about Donald Norman and Jacob Nielsen, and I want to recommend you to visit this website, Nielsen Norman Group. They founded an organization which focused on usability problems and provide a lot of materials that very professional, very interesting, and very useful in different cases. No matter, as I said, new designer, a project manager, front-end developer, whatever, because these principles, these ideas can be applied for different types of activity. So I highly recommend you to visit this website. Okay, we move to this usability heuristics. But before we delve deeper into principles, these rules, we need to define what usability is. So basically, usability is a concept that help us to understand how easily and how fast the task can be performed. On these images, you can see the two approaches. One of them from Apple, and one of from Samsung. So as you can see, Apple tries to do minimalistic and intuitive design, like which based on gestures and like small amount of buttons and other elements. But instead of this, we can see like Samsung remote control, which provides all opportunities at once. So you can do whatever you want, but it could lead to overwhelming but these opportunities, and it's hard to understand. And some of this button you don't even use. So yeah. Okay. So if, as I said, we can define we can define 5 key factors of usability. First of all, so yeah, because when we talk about usability, as I said, it's a concept that helps us to understand how quickly and how efficiently can task be performed, and we need to some kind measure this usability. When we, for instance, when we see a real digital product, so and we can use this five key factors. One of them is efficiency. Efficiency, how much time does it take for average user to do some to reach their goals? Let's say how much time it takes when you order a food and you are waiting for delivery. So this like example of efficiency. If it's fast, it's okay. So this app or this website is efficient. Learnability. It's more about how fast you can understand how to interact with some product. Imagine your grandma wants to send you a Christmas gift, and she needs to use like Nova Posta app, and learnability means how fast she can do it through this app. If she, for instance, first time open it, if it's fast, like she can see like a big button, create an order, and like send it. It's okay. So it's a good learnability. But if she will be confused, it's bad learnability. Satisfaction. This more about your feelings during the interaction with some product. Here we have a couple of logotypes. So both app, maybe you're familiar with it, provides opportunity to send money, for instance, for your friend. But when we use like green app, you face with some challenges and sometimes struggle and so on. But when you use, for instance, another app, it was fast and enjoyable with cats and so on. So this example of satisfaction. Memorability. Let's say, let's get back to you like delivery food order. Memorability means that you can do the same task after some period. Let's say you ordered a food using some delivery application and forgot about it, but months week went by and you need to do the same. You're again hungry and you decided to order a food. You open application, and if you do the same task very quickly, you know how to do it. It's very good memorability. So interface built it the way that really good to remember, and you can do the same task quickly without any friction and so on. But if you've just completely forgot how to do it, you open an application and don't know how to do it again, this is an example of bad memorability. And also very important factors of usability is error assessment, because we are all people and we make mistakes when we're using some software. And very important from the developers of this software standpoint to provide for users the clue or support that help them to avoid these mistakes. What I mean, let's say you do some misclick and you suddenly click the button to unsubscribe your Netflix subscription. In a good example of design, you immediately will see a pop-up with this warning, do you really want to unsubscribe your Netflix subscription? But if, for instance, let's say you don't see, you won't see this pop-up and you unsubscribe from Netflix, and a couple of days ago, you suddenly realize that you don't have your favorite movies in your laptop because I don't know how, but you unsubscribe. So error assessments means that software systems support users and assessed in case of errors. Oh, finally we reached this slide. I said a lot of these heuristics, but you don't have to memorize all of them now because I will send you these materials and so on. This is just an examples of 10 key principles. If we follow these principles when we build our software, we can create a professional interface and software, not only the interface, and it helps us to avoid crucial mistakes. We already talked about, for instance, the FIRS error prevention, but we can pick up. I'm thinking for consistency and standards means so when you create mobile application, for example, and website, but the product's still the same. It's very often situation like Spotify, Netflix, yeah. Let's imagine. Okay, yeah. So yeah, they be different a bit. Yes, this consistency. So
like every possible OS is totally different.
This is like an example of bad consistency because you get used to using the way you like this application, but when you switch from desktop to mobile application, you can see completely different patterns and elements. It leads to frustration, but what consistency means that all your products, all types of your products, using the same layouts, colors, buttons, behavioral patterns, and so on. This is a very clear example of consistency. Thank you for this example. Okay, so I don't think we don't need to go through all of them. So let's take a break from theory, I guess, a bit. Don't open Figma right now, but I want to do with you some practical task. I heard that your group prefer to communicate through the Microsoft Teams. Yes, you like this application. Okay. Okay. Maybe Telegram will be better. Okay. So let's do this way. Let's imagine that you are users of Telegram. I guess you already use all of you have this experience. So now thinking about this kind of thing. Just divide, maybe just create a note on your mobile or on your laptops, create a note and write down like at least one, better 2 or 3 things that you like in Telegram. It could be whatever you like, colors, fonts, just function and so on. But you have, but create another column when you and please write down here 1 or 2 or 3 things that you really dislike in Telegram.
I don't know how to explain this.
Okay, cool. So I guess we can finish with this task. So the purpose of this small exercise is to like change the point of view from users to observers. Now you can practice a bit and like to feel how it looks from design standpoint when you analyze some application, and you use your maybe empathy, like, and you can think about others because as we see, we have a lot of options and there are a lot of differences between them. So I remind you the formula that you are not your user. So when you create, for instance, another messengers, you can see how different, like how different things is important for different users. So we can keep in mind that some things that are very important for us can be relevant for our users. So this is a good example of this. Okay, great. Thank you very much. I guess we can move on. And here we reach a very interesting topic, design thinking. It sounds like this is only for designers, but this is a general like name for approach that very useful when you are going to create some software, digital product, and so on. But not only. You can use the principles. We will see which principles in your daily life because it's very useful. We have like I guess time for this part, and after this we will take a break. Okay, so in general, design thinking is a problem-solving approach that use to create better products. Yes, as we can see, by focusing on users' needs. It's a very important part, but by focusing on users' needs, let's take a look on this. So this diagram from nng.com, basically the source that founded by Donald Norman and Jacob Nielsen, it shows us the structure of this framework, like approach or method. You can see 3 stages and a lot of, I guess, 6 steps that show us the process. Let's elaborate a bit, everyone. When we start working on some project, the first and most important part, I guess, is emphasize. What does it mean? It means on this stage, designers, but not only, also project managers and other people who involved in digital product creation, trying to gather as much information as possible, data. To do this, we use a lot of different methods like user interview, like competitors analysis, and so on. During this stage, we also talked a lot with clients and gathered requirements and collected and create a database, which will be foundation for our future process. Okay, when we gathered all needed information, we move to the define. On define stage, we work on with this data set. What does it mean, data set or like data or information? For instance, you need to create a website. You talked with clients and he wants to create a website, I don't know, for dog owners. So you need to understand what the problem this client can going to solve. You need to understand who will be the users of this website, dog owners, but what kind of dog owners, for instance. So you need to speak with this client. You need to find a target audience, for instance, 5 dog owners, and you need to speak with them, analyze their problems, and write down your insights, and so on. So this is like data gathering. When you gather this data, you receive whole information. You work with this information and define. What does it mean? It's basically structure of this information. So you using different methods, like maybe mind maps or something. You create a clear vision of this whole information, because if it's mess, it's very hard to work with this kind of information. In this stage, it's very important also. Okay, we define. So we understand the problem. We understand the whole possibilities, how to create our future project. And now we move to the ideate. On this stage, we need to we need to create as much ideas as possible and choose the most relevant. So usually it's like activities like brainstorming and so on. So the whole team gather it together and discuss. Like I think we need to do this way. We need to do this. Like we need to this form, like these features, this like colors and so on. And when we choose the most relevant idea, we move to the prototype stage. And it means that we don't build the whole project. We just try to do small product with core functionality, which called MVP, like most viable product. And then when we create this prototype, we need to test it. This approach helps us to avoid a big mistakes, because if we like involve the whole resources in one idea, create a complex product, and after testing we realize that there's something works wrong, it means that we spend a lot of money and hours on ideas that not relevant, that not working. Because so we need to focus on ideas, create a small solution and test it and see how it goes. And then if it is everything works well, we can move to the implement stage, which means we can move from design to development, for instance. But as you can see, the all step connected to the previous one with this back arrow. It means so you can go. You can do the few steps forward, and if you see that something goes wrong, for instance, you don't have all needed information, or something, your ideas don't work, basically, or something goes wrong, you can do the step back and gather more information, change your prototype, and do the step forward again. Maybe we have a special word for this like type of actions, like step forward, step back. Maybe you know how we can call it, like when we do small steps and we can back. Yes, thank you. Iterative design thinking encourage you to do iterative iterations because it's iteration process. So thank you. So iterations, it's a very important word in digital product creation, because it helps us to avoid a lot of problems. which kind of problems. As I said, the formula basically is help reduce risk, save time, and build products that people actually want. Because on every steps we can go back and refine our decision. It's very important. Okay. Let me. What do you think? Maybe we need to do a break, or we can cover one more topic and do it after this. Yeah.
There's a break.
Yeah. Maybe you feel a bit overwhelming, and yes, I guess it is. Yes. Okay. So let's do the break. For instance, 15 minutes as usual, and yeah, and after that we will continue. I guess we can start again, and we stop on this topic, like design, like brief. I remind you that we talked about design thinking. Design thinking help us to build the product successfully, a digital product, whatever. And one of I remind you about emphasize stage when we need to gather all possible information. And brief, it's important tool that you can use during this emphasize stage. Why it's important? Here I put my own brief that I used in my work. Basically, it's a document which help you to gather as much information as possible. Usually, brief describes the goals, the scope of work, the purpose of the project, and other related to the project requirements. Why brief is important? It's important because when you start working on the complex project, you don't have to rely on like agreement based on conversation or something, because in general there are a lot of information related to the project and you need to keep it, and you need to be on the same page with your team, because usually you don't work alone, you work in a teams, so you need to share the same vision with your teammates, and brief allows you to do it properly, because all of you have the same vision, whole document that create a foundation for your future work. When let's say when you start working on a project and you meeting with client, things can seem pretty well. So most of you understand the same way what you need to do, what your goals and so on. But as time went by, you can figure out that something's wrong, and for example, clients can change the vision. It's not because client is a bad person, but the business exists in some environment, and sometimes it leads to huge changes in requirements. So if it's changed, you can see the difference, because client, for instance, can expect from you such functionality, but you don't know about it because he just mentioned it briefly in audio message, and that's all. So when you start working on a project, try to use brief as a document which describe the whole possible information that you need during the first phase. You can change it later, but to do the first step successfully, you definitely need this document. Okay. Now, I guess we need to talk about the role of design, UX UI design in product development. Why is it important? We talk a bit about these principles, but I just want to remind you why design matters in product development. Because well-planned UX UI reduce guesswork for developers. So if designers do their job well, it means for developers clear and structured information, prototypes, designs, and so on. If designs failed, it leads to confusion between development teams, design teams, and time. Sorry, cost and time. It leads to yes to fail. Okay, clear. But I mentioned it. Yeah, it's also important if you remember the stages. One of the stages is testing. It's very important phase because on this stage, if you do some wrong things, you can change it easily. But if you find the mistakes in the development stage, it is much harder to refine this and to fix it after coding, because in development involves a lot of people, and all of them spend a lot of time to fix some bug. So we need I move to another screen. Just technical aspect. So designers deliver to developers specifications, so best documents, like some assets like buttons, designs, fonts, and so on, that helps to create a better project. And I want to show you this formula. That means good designs equals faster development, lower costs, and happier users. So now we know why design is important in product development. Let's move to the next topic. We solve the examples of designs fails, but we don't want to reproduce them, I guess. And to do the product successful, to do the successful project, we need to follow some basic rules which help us to avoid this. For example, use familiar patterns. It means that users get used to use in some way. I want to use your example about the Telegram that you expect to do to the same to use the same way. For example, in Instagram. So when you create another, when you are going to create, for instance, another messenger, you need to keep in mind that users already know how to interact with such type of product, and you need to maybe include some functionality the same way as previous products does.
Like every e-commerce website.
Yes. Yeah, good, great. Yes, yes. Imagine that you visit in the e-commerce site that looks like a blog personal. Yes, I guess it will be useless because you spend a lot of time to understand how it can works. But if you go through all e-commerce sites that look pretty similar, because yes, users have had this previous experience. Also, we need to try keep our product as simple as possible. It means we need to reduce all unnecessary things. I mean, we need to focus on priority feature and show them clearly, and remove some unnecessary thing. I mean, in terms of like, we can add on a Google homepage some decoration, like icons, maybe just background pattern and so on. But it can lead to confusion and distract users. Google do pretty simple page with core functionality that's like pop up on the first screen. It works better and easy to use. Okay. Provide instant feedback. Okay. It means the system can show the users a current status. Imagine you need to upload a big file to the store, yeah, like some cloud storage, and you uploading it and you see nothing. It can be confusing because you don't really understand what happened. Does it work correctly, or maybe something goes wrong? But if you see like this pretty simple loading bar with percents, okay, it's just loading, everything is okay. It's a good example of feedback from system to user. And also we talked a lot about consistency. We need to try to be consistent and to put all the elements at the same place if we create a lot of pages or different products and so on. So we need to use the same styles, layouts, and colors everywhere across our products. Yeah, a great UI feels natural. Users just get it. I got examples, I guess, like iPods. A lot of things you just buy and start using without any confusions. Yeah, and finally, we reach the topic of design tools. As we talked at the beginning of this course, this will be a very practical course, and you need to know the tools, how to do design, and let's discuss a bit. Before this, just a simple questions. Maybe you already know what is the difference between pixel and vector graphics. Yeah, please, yeah.
So pixel graphics use basically what screens are made of, small pixels,
Small
out
pixels.
of bits. Vector graphics don't use that. They use vectors, basically just mathematical lines and functions.
Exactly.
So the benefit of vector graphics is that because they are unrelated to resolution,
Yes.
they can be very easily scaled to pretty much any size without
Losing its
Yeah.
losing quality.
Thank you. Yes.
I don't know what's the advantage of pixel stuff.
Pixel it's more can be more realistically.
Yes.
Vectors. There is no possibility to make a human like not with realistically like images and.
Yes. Pixel graphic mostly used for photo and other stuff, but vectors more for icons, logos, and illustration and so on. Yes. Okay. What about tools? Sketch, Adobe XD. Maybe you heard about it, but I don't want to stop here because both of them for now a bit outdated. They still in the market, but 99% that if you will work with some designs or in some company and you are going to create some digital product, you will use the design what will made in Figma. Sorry. Yeah, and finally Figma. One thing I want to mention that Figma is a collaborative tool, and this is an advantage of Figma because you can work together in one file and create designs, not only design, but we talk about design together and share with your team and so on and so on. I very like this statement, nothing great is made alone. It's very relevant, I guess, for our situation in product development. Okay. Exploring Figma interface. I quickly go through the interface, but you don't have to worry. A couple of minutes later, we will delve deeper into interface, and I will show you the basics directly in Figma. Okay, we will talk about the toolbar of Figma. and such functionality like frame, shape tool, pen tool. Like you can see the examples of using this tool, how to edit shapes, how to create masks, and so on. Yeah. Before we start working on Figma, I just want to remind you that we cover this topic. Now we know the difference between UX and UI. We know a bit more about design thinking, and we know that this is not only for designers. We introduced in usability heuristics. We talked a bit about design mistakes and how to avoid them. And now we will work in Figma directly. Yes. Maybe somebody have questions related to these points. Right? Okay. No question. It's also good thing. Okay. Now let's talk about Figma. I don't know. Does anyone already installed Figma? Oh, okay. Almost.
Almost everyone, I think.
Okay. Great. Yes, that's awesome because I'm worried a bit this part. Great. Okay. So let me share with you some basics. Basic example of using interface, and then we will do some practical task. Okay.
So I connected to Figma educational plan.
Yeah.
Sometimes we need to choose our university, but this doesn't have American University. key.
You
It's
just- Yes, it works. American University.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
worry about it. They just don't even check.
Yeah, I guess yes, because it's very fast check.
Yeah, because like, by the way, there is no even identification, like.
Everybody educational plan
almost.
almost.
I don't because I haven't figured out where it is.
Follow this. You need to check the unfortunately Teams. In Teams, you will find a link. Okay, spend a couple of minutes maybe to set up the Figma.
You don't need to create a team. This is appropriate.
I already. Let me.
To use like education for like functions, we need to create a team and so on.
You don't need to create team because team is already created by Sergey, and I will send you invite link and you just join it.
Right.
And yeah, we will work in this team, but you can create your own file and work in your file. But today you don't have to do it. You just need to, I guess, follow the link and join the team. I will send you.
Higher ed.
Mhm. Let's try to join it.
А ми що обираємо?
Большой UIX, потім просто файл закинь з ID-шкою. Ну, тобто, якщо або знайти ID-шку, там можеш.
Mm. Okay. Mm.
That's
Mm. Oh, I shared another one. How things going?
slowly.
Slowly.
Try to open your own, but seems. Wait, oh, okay. It opened.
Yeah, work.
Haven't,
It
yeah.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first link I guess was wrong, but this can work. Could work. Okay.
No, and then said, don't stay in project on your link, that you said, then it was.
Hmm.
Other way,
I don't know the team project, as you can see. Okay, we have team, I guess.
and maybe like team,
Team project.
members, that
Mhm.
share. Invite link, yeah, like it's near, at your right, near invite, near plus project, like at your right, you can like share and, take an invite link,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, let's try this one.
But food is not only can you, but can no, not only can you. Yeah, I think so. Do we need to edit them or just you?
Editor, yes.
So I think we need another link. Click share. And the same we share, but
Team project.
yeah, another link.
Oh, great. I see a lot of members in our team. Yep. Ah, okay. I change. Don't have admin rules here. I mean, okay. But for now, you don't create any files and so on. We will do a bit later this part. Just to join the team and that's all. Okay, Figma basics. Yeah.
Online is everything clear for them.
Sorry.
Guys, online
yeah.
is everything clear for you?
Yes. Does it work? Oh, cool. Thank you, Yaroslav.
Yeah, Yaroslav, but we can see only your reactions
Okay.
and other guys. What can I say?
Микола. Cool.
Okay.
Дмитро. На жаль, не бачу. Sorry. Михайло. Okay. I hope. Mhm.
Okay. All of you have edit rules, but don't edit anything for now. Just 16 members, I guess. It's
Touch things.
those. Okay. 16. Okay. I guess.
I guess everyone.
Yes. Okay. So let's go through the Figma interface. Yes, Figma basics. Now just follow me, and that's all. As I said, a couple of minutes later, we will do some practical task. But maybe not all of you are familiar with Figma interface. Oh, maybe somebody had experience working with Figma. Yes, a bit. Great, cool, awesome. Okay, so let's start from basics, and I want to show you.
Experience is Framer, so basically it's like
Framer, yeah,
Okay.
tool for creating websites. Yep. Oh, let me check. Let me check, please, again. Edit rules. Okay. I will. Okay. Okay. I will change it. Can view edit. Edit. Yeah, it works. If so, I will back to this later. Let's start from basics. Yeah, as I said, Figma is collaborative tool, and I like this part when we all in one file. But as I said, try not to touch things and just follow me, and I will try to explain you the basic elements and basic functionality. And after this, we will practice a lot. So as you can see, this Zoom interface.
You can stop actually your like course on Figma.
Yes, if you already in Figma, you can just click on my image, avatar picture, user profile, and follow me in Figma. Let me move this one here for now. Yeah, so here below the screen you can see the toolbar, which contains all needed elements and I guess tool to create the interface. So here we have move tool, which help us to move the elements. Like we can move elements from left to right. Also, we have here hand tool, this which help us to navigate through this artboard. Also, we have this scale tool here, which help us to resize the elements. I guess it can work, but not now. Okay, understand. Because yeah, now it can work. Yes, now it works. So okay. So all of these functions hiding here in the first place. Let's move to the next one. I guess we can move here. I like that we move together. Okay, I want to talk a bit about this tool. Okay, about this toolbar. Let me show. Yeah, sorry. I want to start with from frames. Frames is like very important thing because all designs created in frames. Frames is like this area. Inside this area, you can create the elements and yeah, and that's all. But why it's important? Because this area represented the actual screen of the devices. As you can see, we have here phone, tablet, and laptop. So if we, for instance, need another size of device, we can find it here on right panel, and we have here a lot of options. We can use any size of phones, tablets, desktops. even presentation, even watch. Also, we have here paper options, social media, and that's all. So you can just choose the option and create your own frame and start designing inside this frame. So frame is very important. What we have also here, we have sections. Sections help you to organize frames. For instance, we have iPhone 16. Okay, and we have a lot of screen. Imagine we create a lot of we create an app, and we need to organize it somehow. We can use section, create this section. Okay, let's change the color, for example, like something like this. And for instance, this will be like some feature. It could be feature or stage of development or and so on. Okay, let's call it onboarding. Onboarding, and this onboarding section will help developers to find it and work on it in organized way. Even we have here like ready to dev options. Okay, remove this status. What we also have, we have slice, but I don't use it. It's not necessary thing. Also, in this toolbar, we have different shapes. Like this is a shape tool, which help us to create the forms, the shapes, any type of shapes, rectangles, lines, ellipse, and so on. So this will help you to basically draw the design if needed. But yeah, you can see there are a lot of options here. What else? Pen tool helps you to create a custom shape. You can like work with shape in a way that you like and create a custom shape and draw whatever you want. Also, we have here a tool, a text tool. Text tool, I guess it's clear, help you to write the text. Why it's so small? Let's choose the bigger size. We can increase the font size. Yeah, we have here text, and here we have like text adjustments. We can change the font family. We can choose this the type. Yes, it works, and so on. So text tool help us to create texts, and because Figma is a collaborative tool, we also have here a comment tool, and we can add a comment for our team. Let's say hi. Okay. So in the future, when you will start working on your home task, I will left comment in your designs, and we can collaborate. We can communicate this way also, not only in class or through the messengers, but instead in Figma. It's also very useful. And here we have a lot of different functions, but for now, I guess we can skip it because this is like advanced features that not needed now. Okay, now we know a bit more about this Figma functionality. Let's go through this page. Maybe I forgot something. Design. Also you can see FigJam. FigJam is also a product created by Figma. For now it's not needed, but just to uncover what it means. It means another product that helps you to create mind maps. This is whiteboard that helps you organize information and so on. But now we will work in Figma. Here we have like some useful links, but not needed now. Yeah, this is like examples of interface, text shapes. Yeah. Here we have examples of different text shape tools. I shown you. Pen tool. Okay. Sections. Frames. Images, also a very important part of every interface of every website. We can add images using this panel. How we can do it? We can like create the shape, rectangle, for instance. We can go here, choose this option, and upload the photo from our laptop, for example. Yeah, it works like this. And here we have like option how we can display this image inside this shape. Yeah. Okay, it works like this. Now we can move to another examples. And I want to introduce you to arranging elements functionality. This is very common for design work scene. So you have different elements, and you have here a panel which helps you to organize these elements. For example, we can like center it, and that's all. Why isn't these actions can be undone? It's strange, I guess, but okay. We can align element on the left, or for example, on the right, on top, on bottom, and another way. So this is more about it. We discussed frames. When you will create your own design, try to use frames instead of this. Instead of these shapes, because frames provides more functionality. We will show it a bit later, I guess, but frame is the basics. It's a foundation for your future design. So trying to use frames, resizing elements. Okay, we already know it. Scale tool. Okay. Layout and components. Yeah, grids, but we will discuss grids on our next maybe lecture because it's another topic. After layouts and frames and components, this also the core functionality of Figma, but today it's not needed. Okay, maybe you have questions because I go through quickly, but ask questions regarding to these elements, tools, toolbar, and so on. If you have.
Figma deleted, Figma delete their AI functionality?
Yes.
Just remove it.
Remove it, yes.
After
Yeah.
the fail, because I thought that they just like returned it, but
Yeah, they move forward for some, but no, yes, I don't know why this is like strange behavior, but yes, they first provided it, but then remove it.
because
Yes.
heard that this was a failure.
Yeah.
It's like in many ways.
Especially with design creation, yeah, they have functionalities. Okay, yeah, but we will maybe discuss AI functionality later also. Cool. Okay, so I invite you to join this page.